The NFL Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET has what you need to win now. Sign up today, bet 100 and get 100 at the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. State restrictions apply. We are also brought to you by the SGPN's Big Game Bingo. $57 SGPN gift card for every bingo hit. And, of course, we're also brought to you by SGPN's 57 Bets Challenge. $570 in cash and a $570 gift card to the winner of the props contest. Get all your contest info exclusively on the SGPN app. And welcome, everybody, to the NFL Gambling Podcast, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is Thursday, February the 9th. Back in our usual time slot. We took a bye week, Pro Bowl week off, but we are here to talk the big game, the Super Bowl. And joining me, first off, I am Ryan McIntyre, your co-host, Moneyline Mac, and I am joined by my co-host. He's been here all season long. You know him on the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. J-Mark Football, what is up, man? It's Super Bowl week.
We made it. We made it through the whole season, started at the preseason or even a little before, I believe. And here we are. I can't believe the Super Bowl's here. We're ready to rock it. And yeah, the the NFL Super Bowl.
Yes, and go check out J-Mark on the XFL with Bottom Line Bombs and Pick Dundee. I was in there yesterday in the chat, so it's definitely going to be a fun season. Season's right. When does the season start, by the way? It's like 2 weeks, right?
February 18th, so a week right after the Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm an idiot. That makes a lot of sense. You probably should start the season the weekend after the Super Bowl because, people are starving for football. And, everybody's going to go into a period where everybody's a little bit depressed. The NFL's over. College football ended last month, so people are craving football. So XFL, job well done. Seizing the opportunity. Hopefully, pandemic doesn't happen again and wipe out the whole season like last time.
Don't be trying to jinx it now. Come on.
No, they need to play through that shit this time. Let's go.
Yeah, that's right.
We need football in the spring. I'm all for spring football, more football. Football, just sign me up. So it's but I mean, before we get into the XFL, we got to finish up the NFL season. And we're not talking draft just yet, even though the Chicago Bears have the number one pick, in case anybody forgot. J-Mark's squad. Yes, for now. So we'll transition into that. But, hey, we got the big game on Sunday. Kansas City and the Philadelphia Eagles, both one seeds, obviously protected home field to get there. Both kind of had different paths. Kansas City was tested more, obviously, with the wins over Jacksonville and Cincinnati. The Cincinnati game was phenomenal, as everybody predicted it would be. Burrow had my ass, as Kelsey would say. It was an instant classic compared to the Eagles, who kind of just had a cakewalk in terms of they got the Giants and Niners, a Niners team that was led by Josh Johnson at one point, and then Brock Purdy, who couldn't even throw with his right arm.
Yeah, for sure. And real quick, speaking of Chiefs Bengals, we have to give a shout out. We have to give a shout out to One Sharp Shark for calling the exact score on that game on this pod. We put his comment up there. You said you really liked it. And we were talking a little bit before the show. We both forgot to go bet it. So that's not cool. But good job to One Sharp Shark for calling that.
Yes, absolutely. And job well done, One Sharp Shark. He's been here all year long, giving out winners in the chat. So I know he likes to stir the pot a little bit. So, hey, shout out to you, sir, for getting that done. Before we dive into the Super Bowl, any quick thoughts other than One Sharp Shark nailing the exact score? Eagles, Chiefs, any headlines from Media Week, Super Bowl week headed into this matchup?
So you and I talked a little bit before we started the show about how kind of over dramatized the Super Bowl is and how they play into every single little storyline, which from just lovers of football, watching good football games rather than all the drama that comes behind it, isn't always the greatest, but as bettors, there are so many damn bets you can get down on for this game. So many weird prop bets. How long will the national anthem go? How many times
Gatorade.
will Gatorade? How many times will Rihanna show cleavage? Like all this stuff. You can bet on whatever you want for the Super Bowl. It's amazing.
No doubt. It's ever since Timberlake Flash. Who was it at the time? What's her
Janet
name? Janet
Jackson.
Jackson. Yeah, when her
Yeah.
tits were out, all of a sudden now that became a prop bet. So if you had the over that year, you cashed in nicely, and you're probably still living off of that odds. So shout out to JT for making this into another prop for another thing that we can bet on as gamblers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but matchup wise, before we get into the game, anything that stands out from a matchup standpoint? Obviously, Philly's really good in the trenches. Mahomes is Mahomes. Andy Reid, that storyline as well. Any other thoughts before we head into this matchup?
Just it's amazing when you look at the teams on paper. Philadelphia is way better. They
Mm-hmm.
really are. If you think about the defense, the receivers, just on paper, they're so much better. But you can never count out Mahomes. He is a eccentric quarterback that he can just make plays that most or not all, like any of the other quarterbacks in the NFL, can make right now. So despite how it looks on paper, this is going to be a very close matchup.
Agreed. And both teams kind of mirror images on the standings. Both got one seeds. They're both 16-3. Both had different paths, but hey, both protected home field, and they're at the big game.
Yeah, absolutely. It is interesting when you see both number one seeds make it. It's like that extra week of rest, that home field advantage, it does pay off.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Like, if you are the one seed, you've gotten 2 buys over the last month. So these teams are going to be as healthy as possible. So, I mean, you're seeing guys come off the injury report that you didn't think had a chance to play in the Super Bowl. All of a sudden, now they're active for Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, hey, but if you are looking to get down on some action for the Super Bowl like everybody else in this great country, you got to do so over at WynnBet. WynnBet is the official online sportsbook of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is active in a bunch of states. There are tons of ways to win, including live betting, same game parlays, aka WynnBet's build your own bet, which we will do later in this show. The big game is here, and WynnBet has you covered. Great promos, odds, and payouts are happening right now at WynnBet. Ready to play? Sign up today. Receive a special offer. Bet 100, get 100. Limited to state availability. And, of course, if you hit the biggest long shot parlay of the week, you get $1,000 free credit. There's so much to choose from. All you have to do is head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet so that they know we sent you. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions. WynnBet.com. Must be 21 or older in the same state. Play through WynnBet is available. If you or someone has a gambling problem, please call 1-800-522-4700. And of course, scratch that. It is past the SGPN live show. So hopefully you got in on that. So yes, we're going into the game. No more ad reads.
I would have loved to be at that show.
Yes, yeah. I hope everybody was able to go see Sean and Ryan because, it's they'll be out there all week. Are they staying for the game? I didn't hear that. If they are,
I believe they are.
Yeah,
I
Sean's
don't
living
think
the
they'll
dream
be at the game, but
Yeah.
I think they will be out there.
Yeah, Sean's living the dream right now. I mean, he either covered the Super Bowl, his team's in the Super Bowl, something
Yeah.
you and I do not know much about. So yeah, but shout out to Stacking the Money Green and Real Money Kramer. Go check them out if you want to go have a couple beers, Jaeger bombs, whatever floats your boat. At Jameson, yeah. So or an old fashioned as J Mark likes to drink.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's move along. No more talking about beer because there will be plenty of beer drank on Sunday during the Super Bowl because the Kansas City Chiefs are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are laying 1.5 over under. It's kind of gone up to 51 as of this moment at 3:21 Eastern on 12:30 on Pacific time. J Mark, any initial leans here? I know this game opened Kansas City -2.5. Now we got Nick Fortune in the chat. What's up, brother?
He's
Appreciate
kind
you
enough
hopping
to
on.
capitalize your name, but not mine, I
Yeah,
notice.
no. Yep. Any initial thoughts? Are you surprised by the line movement crossing over the zero? That usually doesn't happen.
No, you're absolutely right, and it just surprises me more so because the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I mean, they've
Mhm.
been here 3 times in the past 4 years, or 2 times, sorry, the past 3 years. They have almost this dynasty going. If they win this one, I think that's the talk you're gonna get, that they're this kinda dynasty team, Patrick Mahomes. So it was interesting to see the line shift and the money kinda it's been pretty even since, but initially the money really poured in on the Eagles. So that did surprise me.
Do you predict that this will go off at 1.5? I kind of think that this is going to come back to a pick 'em come kickoff time.
Yeah, I think it'll get close. Half point pick 'em somewhere around there for sure. And I don't know if I can explain the line movement that happened. I really don't,
Yeah.
because if you look at the teams, yeah, the Chiefs lost to the Colts, so that was kind of a fluky game. But their only other 2 losses, Bills and Bengals, 2 very good teams. And I'm not saying the Eagles are not a very good team, but I think kind of you alluded to in the playoffs, they weren't as battle tested as these Chiefs were.
Yeah. I agree with you. And I mean, if you were able to grab the Eagles right when it opened at plus 2.5 and able to get the Chiefs were up, I grabbed the Chiefs at plus 2.5. So I kind of like where I'm at with the line coming back down the way it has. If you were able to get 2.5 and 2.5 and give yourself a nice little middle area there of 1 or 2 on each side, I mean, you could potentially hit a home run here in the Super Bowl.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I happened to grab the Eagles when they were plus 100 right as movement was going. I was like, I'm just taking it. I'm
Oh
taking
yeah.
the dog. It didn't matter who the dog was when I was doing it. It was just like, I'm going to take the dog.
Well, especially if you could double down and take the Chiefs now, because I'm seeing the
Yeah,
Chiefs are what plus 105, so you're guaranteed a profit there as a dog if it hits.
for sure.
Or at least you would get your money back at
You
least
get
if the
money
Eagles
back.
won.
Yep.
But yeah, a small profit if Kansas City were to win. So yeah, that's why you got to beat the number, beat the movement, and I think we do that as well as anybody on the SGPN show because I mean we have a show that was literally dedicated to early look ahead lines where we would preview lines that we thought were going to move 2 weeks in advance. I know you filled in for me a couple times of that with Rod, and we did it a couple times together as well.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. That was fun too. I guess the first year I had thought about, why don't I look 2 weeks ahead rather than just looking to
Yeah.
next week?
Yep.
And the value that you can get doing that is just crazy.
Especially if you can beat an injury. You never know what injury is going to happen, but yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, there's no more look ahead lines because this is the final game. Oh, we'll start with the over under. Which side do you like on the over under?
I like the over. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. I'll give my exact score out a little bit later, but when you hear that, you'll see why I like the over. Just because I think both these offenses are going to put up points. I think the Chiefs' defense is a little soft, especially in the secondary. So the Eagles are going to be able to move the ball there. And I think the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey, and it doesn't matter who else really Mahomes is throwing to, they move the ball well every time. I mean, he threw for more yards than anybody else in the NFL this year. So I think the Chiefs are going to put up points too. So I'm definitely leaning the over. How about you?
I went back and forth on this one. Everybody knows I'm a big unders guy, and the unders have hit 6 in a row now,
Hmm.
dating back to the divisional round, which everybody knows I parlayed all those, so that was a nice win for me there. And then the conference championships, they both went under, and looking at it, the game did open at for in terms of the over under. I saw it open at 49.5, so it's been bet up. I kind of like barely the under,
Yeah,
barely
barely.
and I'll give out my exact as well with it being 51. I'm with you though. I think this is a tight game. I think both. I really like the first quarter under. I think
Yeah,
kind of sometimes nerves set in these bigger games. Super Bowl. I'm
for
seeing
sure.
an over under set at what is it? under 10.5. I'll take the under on that. Even if you have a 7-3 game, you're hitting that under. So I'll take the under 10.5 here for the first quarter as one of my more confident plays.
I like it. I mean, you're right. There are the nerves that hit, and then
Yep.
teams kind of feeling each other out, seeing what's going to work, what's not going to work, kind of being a little conservative. They don't want to show all their cards right away. So, yeah, I definitely like that.
And I'll go a step further. I like the first half under because the Chiefs, like the Super Bowl that comes to mind where I think this game is going to be played out like that is the Niners one, where they were down, I think 20-10 midway through the fourth quarter. They kind of were held in check for a lot of the game. And obviously they were dominated by Tampa Bay because of all the offensive line injuries that year in the Super Bowl. So they only scored 9 points. Obviously, they were the under there. So I will go first quarter and first half unders, more confident than a full game unders because I could see it getting a little bit hectic down the stretch where they're matching blow for blow.
For sure. Here's a nice prop bet. Do you think the refs will make a confusing call to favor one of the teams?
Does a bear shit in the woods?
Exactly.
Hey,
happens
if
every
you
big
ask
game.
Roger Goodell, officiating has been never better.
Right.
What an idiot. What are you talking about? Just shut up.
Right.
He's awful, man. I was like, yeah, and playing flag football at the Pro Bowl is a good idea too. Like,
right. And there was still an injury. Somebody dislocated their toe. So
wow, who would have thought? Yeah, it's
right.
almost like, hey, man, sometimes you can't avoid injury in anything. Like,
right.
life is a bunch of risks. You know what you're getting into. Play the damn game the right way, and if somebody gets hurt, they get hurt. Hopefully, it's not too serious. I mean, I could. Me and Colby went on a rant about the shocker. Colby and I going on a rant about people being soft. Yeah, it's ridiculous that they played flag football.
I mean, I hurt myself hugging a tree, so anything can happen on a football field.
no, no doubt. You know, you could relate to a lot of these guys. Be like, hey, man, I got injured too. How'd you get hurt? I was climbing a tree.
Exactly.
We're gonna do a quick ad, and then we'll come back and we will give out our official picks, and we'll build our own bets. But before we do so, the big game bingo. It's the big game on Sunday, and we're playing bingo. Not grandma's bingo, Super Bowl bingo. And also make sure to sign up at the SGPN app and get your own big game bingo card full of your favorite big game props. If you get bingo, you'll win a $57 gift card, SGPN gift card. Only catch is you must be subscribed to the Sports Gambling Podcast and the NFL Gambling Podcast on YouTube. What are you doing, man? This only takes 2 seconds to go subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. Leave a like. We've been giving out winners all year. That's the least you could do. It really helps with sponsors, etc. And of course, in honor of the big game, SGPN is hosting a prop bet contest. Make sure you pick 57 different prop bets. Winner gets $570 in cash and $570 gift card to the SGPN store. All of our contests are free to play. Free, that is. What does it cost? It's free, as Moonoff would say, and exclusively on the SGPN app. All right. Enough of me talking about bingo and grandma's bingo and grandpa's bingo. Let's talk Super Bowl.
Love free, though.
Free, man. I mean, that's all you got to do. All you got to do is get off your ass, put your beer down, hit like, let's go. Come on, get with it.
So, yeah, I saw a thing on Twitter today. Somebody was advertising their XFL picks and DFS expertise for the low price of $49.99 a month, $50 a month. So I went ahead and put on there, or find it free on Sports Gambling Podcast Network.
We are not charging picks. The day that any of us start charging picks, I'm defriending anybody. So yeah. Don't pay for any of that crap. My best bet of the day or of the week, get that crap out of here. So yeah,
absolutely.
Hey, ours is free. We love the interaction with the audience. That's what we do over the Sports Gambling Podcast. Gambling is supposed to be fun. Don't let anybody else tell you differently, as Sean Steck in the Money Green would say. All right, J Mark, let's go. Which side are you leaning? Do you have a half or game? Lead it off.
I'm gonna get right into the game picks here. I'm going to side with the Eagles. I know you don't like it, but
disgusting.
I know. I just think their offense is super well balanced. I mean, they can run the ball well, but the Chiefs are good at stopping the run. The Chiefs are not good at stopping the pass. Jalen Hurts has shown that he can take that next step this year. He can be a passing quarterback, even though he also runs the ball very well. AJ Brown has come in to help them there, but Devonta Smith has shined as well. I think this is going to be an extremely close game. Obviously, the Chiefs are an elite team. Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. He can do a lot of things, but I think they're going to put the pressure on him. I think they're going to make him make silly throws, similar to how the Bucks did a couple years ago. Kind of put him in bad positions and create that turnover differential that helps them. And so my exacta here, I'm taking the Eagles to win this game, 34-31.
Oh, you
How about
got.
you?
Oh, did you get that? Did you get that from that the script? Did that leak out? Did you write the script?
There were sure. I don't know what you mean, but yeah.
I saw somebody leak out that it was going to be 34-31, that joke.
Oh,
Or
really?
was it might have been
Oh.
37-34. I know 34 was one of the options.
My lawyers are calling and say I have to hang up. Sorry. No.
Hurry up, get off that call. Talk. It's 37-34. So yeah, you're in the clear. J Mark's
Okay.
not leaking the script. So hey, you're not under arrest yet. So I don't disagree with much, other than I'm on the other side. But like I don't see either of these two teams blowing each other out. I know
Agreed.
that we've seen some duds in the Super Bowl, for example, Tampa Bay and Kansas City 2 years ago. But I think this is kind of like last year, Rams Bengals comes blow for blow right down to the wire, kind of that Chiefs Niners Super Bowl. I'm on the Chiefs, and I got 27-23. So just by a hair, it stays under, and I'll take the Chiefs. And obviously, I took it on the money line, plus 105. I like the value there. Mahomes 7-1-1 as a dog in his career. I mean, I'm getting the best quarterback in the game as a dog. Andy Reid. Everybody knows the buy trends. He's basically automatic. It's ironic because the Eagles fans used to brag about Andy Reid off a buy. Now they're playing Andy Reid off a buy, and it is a revenge angle for Andy Reid. I know it's Super Bowl. You shouldn't need much motivation, but Andy Reid with the Chiefs against the Eagles 3-0. They've covered every single game. One of the trends going against me and in your favor, and I thought this was really intriguing, is line movement going as sharp as it has is over the last 18 Super Bowls where they've seen more than a point or two of line movement, is the teams that getting the line movement are 16-2 straight up, and I believe 14-4 ATS. So that is some sharp numbers and a strong trend, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. If your side plays out here, the Chiefs win. Are they the next team that kind of has that Brady Patriots feel? Is Mahomes and the Chiefs going to win multiple Super Bowls like they did the Chiefs, or sorry, like the Patriots with Brady did?
That's a great question, and I know that narrative that'll be the first thing talking heads on Monday morning if the Chiefs are to win. I don't know if that'll ever be done again because of the salary cap and the way, like Mahomes' contract is stupid expensive. Brady would always take less money so that they could pay their defense and stuff like that. And Andy Reid's great. I still don't think he's on that tier of Belichick of just consistency, although he's kind of turned his career into a no doubt Hall of Fame, one of the greatest 5 coaches of all time, by going over to Kansas City and landing Patrick Mahomes. Because in Philly, he was just one of the really, really good coaches, but couldn't win the big game. Now he goes over, gets Mahomes, wins the Super Bowl, gets to another. Now he's in his third one, and he's potentially going to be one of the premier coaches of all time now.
Well, Matt Nagy will tell you that he's the one that told them to draft Mahomes, so just keep that in mind.
Well, why didn't the Bears draft Patrick Mahomes? It's the real question.
Well, Nagy wasn't there yet.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Sure. I just like the Skins should have drafted Aaron Rodgers in 2005. I was saying it too, but that doesn't mean shit. He went to the Packers.
Exactly.
Oh man, you gotta love hindsight. All right, let's talk. We can do the coin flip. Let's go. We'll start chronological order. Heads or tails, J Mark?
Tails never fails. I'm taking tails. How about you?
I heard the analysis from Sean and Ryan on this one, and Sean says slightly that the coin is weighted towards the head. It's just slightly. So I'm going heads.
Where'd he
Granted,
come up with that?
he pulled it out of it. All these Eagles fans, they got a good team this year. Now they think they know everything, including which way the coin's going to go.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Any other, before we actually get into game props of how we actually think the game could play out and build your own bet over at WinBet, any, you got any Gatorade props? What color you think it's going to be?
Let's see. I'm trying to
Red?
think of. I was gonna
Red or
say
green? Christmas?
red. You would say because Chiefs, but then that's almost an insult if the Eagles win, right? And they got to bathe in that red Chiefs
Oh, yeah.
color. Let's go orange, just because.
I like that at Gatorade. What's the over under on number of beers that will be drank at the party you will be at on Sunday? That's another angle here.
I like it, but 0 for me. I will be drinking whiskey.
There you go.
How
I'll be on
about
the
you?
over. I'll
On
I'll
the
stick
over.
I'll stick to my cold beer. You know me.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I don't know what color the Gatorade's gonna be. I would say if you see some sharp movement in some of these odds, somebody knows something. Somebody recorded the over under on the national anthem. If you see it tanking one way, I'd say get on it before you lose the value, because somebody knows something. Somebody's recording it. Hey, the anthem's going to be 49.27 seconds. So follow the inside sources.
With I would like to know the average length of the anthem, because Chris Stapleton is singing the anthem, and I don't see him taking too many different like putting variations on it, because as a country singer, he's kind of a straightforward guy. I think he's gonna just sing it like it's meant to be sung. So I would kind of look up the average and then go from there. But here's my Gatorade thing: they're gonna mix it up with the big jug from the Duke's Mayo Bowl and accidentally pour mayonnaise on the winning coach.
Andy
Have you
Reid will
seen
like
that?
that. You make Andy
Right.
Reid hungry.
Absolutely.
Oh man, yeah. There's a lot of bullshit things to bet on in the Super Bowl, so don't waste all your money on the Gatorade and coin toss, everybody. But hey,
Agreed.
good luck if you are, and let it ride. All right, some other props. Build your own bet here. I'm currently building my own. What do you like here, prop wise?
So prop wise, my favorite bet that you can find it right on WinBet: Kansas City Chiefs first touchdown scorer, Travis Kelce.
Love it.
It makes too much sense. He scored their first touchdown 8 times in 19 games this year. That's hard to overcome. I mean, that's obviously who Patrick Mahomes is looking for 8 times. So it doesn't matter if the defense knows he's going to score the touchdown. He scores the touchdown. You can get that at plus 280. It's crazy that it's plus 280, and that's not first touchdown of the game. It's just first Chiefs touchdown score plus 280. So that's one that I've already gotten down on. I really like that one.
Oh, I like that too. I didn't realize that it was first Chiefs touchdown, because
Yeah.
I think Kelsey's going to have a big game. Tight ends have had success against the Eagles this year, and it's the Kelsey Bowl. It's brother Kelsey versus the other brother Kelsey. So I don't think the other brother's going to score. I don't think that they're going to, unless it's a crazy fumble. So yeah, I like that. I'll throw that in my build my own bet over at Win. What about over under on passing yards? Mahomes, Hurts. You like either side, or rushing yards for some of these backs?
I like Hurts over for the passing, and that's just because I think the Chiefs defense is better on rushing. They allowed the 8th least per game. So I think they're going to have to throw the ball, especially to keep up with this high octane powered offense that the Chiefs and Mahomes have. So over 239 and a half, I'm seeing. I like that for Hurts.
I like that too, because I think there is a way where Kansas City, kind of the veteran team here in this game, jumps on them a little bit, and it causes Philly to kind of try and throw their way back into it. So we'll see. The Eagles haven't had much success coming back this year. They haven't really been put in that situation as much because they played with
Yeah.
the lead so much. Other than when the Skins went in their Monday night and got the win. No big deal. I kind of like that angle as well. How about, you think the Chiefs are going to run the ball a little bit more than usual just because of Mahomes' ankle?
I think they might. Real quick, Google mom, my mother checking in here. 143 is the average time for the national anthem. So,
Ooh, 103
yeah.
seconds. I
Yeah.
like the under.
Interesting.
We'll
Yeah.
go under.
Under. There
Hammer
you
the
go.
under.
Yeah, no, that Mahomes did look decent in the Bengals with that ankle. He was able to scramble enough, but um, I guess it just depends how he progressed. I think they will focus on the run just to kind of control that clock some. I mean, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense are a good offense and their defense is good. How do you wear a defense out? You run the ball. How do you keep a good offense off the field? You run the ball. So I definitely think I could see that. Looking at the over unders for the rushing, I don't know if I like Pacheco over 47.5. That's pretty low. I could see him exceeding that. I really like McKinnon's over 20.5. They've gotten him more and more involved down the stretch here. So, Jerick McKinnon over 20.5 yards. That's one I'd jump on. How about you?
I like McKinnon as well. I think that they are going to run the ball just because we see it sometimes in these bigger games, more conservative to start the games, get others involved, and simplify the game for Mahomes. Don't lean on him too much, and
Yeah.
especially with his ankle situation, even though his ankle didn't slow him down against Cincinnati.
Right.
So and
Yeah.
he's had an extra week to rest that thing up. So yeah, no, I'll take the over on the rushing yards there.
Yeah. I like it.
Receiver wise, who do you see having a big day? And always, usually the number ones don't have big days in the Super Bowl. So I kind of like the number twos here. Maybe the Devonta Smiths of the world.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It seems like anytime Brown has gotten that extra attention that he deserves,
Mm-hmm.
Devonta Smith has stepped right up. And they're really the media is really pushing the fact that Kadarius Toney is running all over the practice field right now and feeling
Yeah,
good. So
yeah.
maybe they try to get him more involved on the Chiefs side there.
I was gonna say I like Tony as well. I like Tony and Smith on the overs there. If I'm gonna look at the number ones, I'll probably go the unders with the AJ Browns just because the Chiefs got a lot of pride. They're well coached, well schooled. I think they're going to take AJ, but not take him out of the game, but they're not going to let AJ Brown go for 10 plus catches for 150. They're not going to do that. Like they're too good at defense and their pass rush is too good just to allow that to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you follow me on Twitter, you probably know I wrote Eagles stuff all year. One of the most successful prop bets that continuously hit. I don't know why the books didn't adjust this, but Devonta Smith over receptions. It was always at 4.5 or 5.5, and he was consistently 5 to 7. Couple down games here and there, but that was one of the bets that hit the most there. So he's right now over 5.5 receptions. I like that one. I think they're going to look his way more, like we said, with Brown getting extra attention. So over 5.5 feels solid.
I like that. Yeah, well, let's ride with that as well. I'm currently building my own right now. I got it up to 60 to 1. I might give out one more and I'll announce it at the end.
Gonna make mine seem weak.
Any
Mine's just a 5 to 1.
any freak props you like, safeties, or something like that? Like everybody
Um,
remembers the Broncos Seahawks game. The first play of the game goes over Manning's head, and there's a
yeah.
safety.
I saw on a lot of different places you can get a non-quarterback to throw a pass. And it was like plus 500 or plus 600. Just I gotta imagine there's going to be some trick plays drawn up. So I kind of like that one, whether it's a running back throwing it or a wide receiver. I could see that happening.
I like that. Yeah, Philly special.
Absolutely, yeah.
This was there should be a prop. Will the Philly special be called in this game on either side? With it being Andy Reid versus Sirianni, both have ties to Doug Peterson.
Absolutely, I like that.
Yeah. All right, I got my build my own bet, and I built it kind of off of what we've talked about. I'm gonna go Chiefs money line.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go under 51.5. So if it's 27-24, it stays under. Travis Kelce first Chiefs touchdown score. Devonta Smith and Tony. We both think that they'll have decent days here. Over their receiving yards, Smith is over 50. Tony's over 40. And I'm going to go both quarterbacks over their rushing totals. I know Mahomes is hurt, but I have over 15 or more rushing yards for Mahomes. I think if it's a crazy game, these guys just find ways to make plays with their legs. and then Hurts over 35.5 or over 35 rushing yards. You could bet 100 here to win 10 grand.
I love it.
There you go.
I love
100 to
those
1,
odds.
baby.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to change mine a little bit because you were making it seem too weak. But I'm still at 40 to 1. But I got Eagles win over. I went 49.5 points. So I came down a little
There
bit.
you
Travis Kelce, first touchdown score for the Chiefs, and Jalen Hurts, first touchdown score for the Eagles. He scored more first touchdowns for them than any other player. I believe at a 26% rate. I did a whole article on first touchdowns, so those are kind of drilled in the head there.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I
But
read it.
yeah, so that's 40 to 1. So $100 pays you 400. Or sorry, 4,000, not 400, 4,000. So yeah, I like it. And I could see the game script going that way. Two of the main offensive players going over 49.5, and then on my side, I like the Eagles winning. So I like that one.
There you go. So J Mark just built his own bet over at WinBet. Make sure you guys do that. And hey, also J Mark is on the Eagles 34-31. I'm on the Chiefs 27-23. It's been a fun year, man. It's kind of sad.
Absolutely.
It's bittersweet. Like I keep saying this for a couple of weeks, where it's like, man, we only got 3 games or 7 games left. Man, we only got 3 games left. Now this is it, man. The season's over. But luckily for everybody, our audience, we appreciate all your support all year, and we're going to be continuing this thing through the off season, talking draft, talking props, headed into the draft as well. Free agency is going to be here before we know it. So, and everybody knows the NFL is a 365-day a year league. So, you got any last thoughts, J Mark, before we get up on out of here, man?
Let's just hope for a good game. Close game would be much better than blowout, obviously. Hope for a couple good commercials. They've been pretty lame the past couple years, I feel like. I don't know if they're all getting too conservative, but let's see some funny commercials.
Yeah, I think that kind of goes with everything else in society where you gotta you're worried about hurting somebody's feelings. It's all right to hurt somebody's feelings every now and then. Come on, let's go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Get over it. Quit being sensitive. I'm with you here, J Mark. So but that's all I got. Go Chiefs. J Mark says go Birds. And we will see you guys on the other side next week, and we'll be announcing the schedule. Make sure you go follow on Twitter for our graphic that will be released tomorrow with everybody's official pick. Oh, I almost totally forgot. MVP.
Oh, I'm going Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to kind of control this game, and just playing into the narrative of the Eagles winning, I think it's going to be because of Hurts. How about you?
Mahomes. If the Chiefs win, it's going to be Mahomes. And
agreed.
Man, I might make that thing even more juicy by throwing in Mahomes. Stay tuned. I'll tweet out the graphic. So hopefully we can either side. If the Eagles are going to win, hopefully you're build a bet cashes. If not, hopefully mine does, so that we're rich and we can buy each other whiskey bottles.
There you go. Love it.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Be safe. Don't eat too much food. Don't drink too much beer. Don't do anything J Mark or I wouldn't do. Good luck with your bets, and don't forget to let it ride.